All right, hello and welcome to this call. This is intro to getting out of debt joyfully, and also intro to business done different, and also intro to how you can just expand your life and the creation of your life. So yeah, let's get started with that. So you're here with me, Smriti Goswami. I'm a Joy of Business facilitator. I'm also a Talk to the Entities facilitator and a Being You certified facilitator, and also a Right Voice for You facilitator. And yeah, so I think I've counted all. All right, how does it get any better than this? So let's get started. Now, before we get started, does anyone have any questions? Anything to do with money, anything you find yourself getting stuck with? How many times you stop yourself from making choices? You know, when you have that, there's this moment when you really want to choose a lot of things, and then you just sort of stop, and then you're not sure how to go about it. And then, so how many of you actually go through that? How many of you do not make choices that you'd really like to choose, but the creation of money or not having enough money is a major deterrent? So think about it. Yes, Trupti, let's go ahead with you.
So my fundamental question is, should someone be in a debt to attend this class? I'm not in debt. And so that's, I mean, logically, I thought, make you attend, Guru. Why should I be attending this?
So that's a brilliant question, actually, Trupti. Thank you for asking that. So this particular Getting Out of Debt Joyfully class, or this one will be a 6-month series. This is all about creation of your life and creation of more money for you. It's more of a money class than anything else. So about 30% is dealing with your debts and all. The rest, whatever 70%, is all about how do you go about creating your life and more money in your life. So it's loaded, literally loaded with a lot of tools for money, lots and lots of tools beyond what you've already must have come to know through various foundation and the rest of the classes. It's very different, more tools, more clearings. Of course, there's a manual with this. And the best part about this particular series, so it's a 6-month series, okay? Otherwise, a call is about 2.5 days call, but this one is a 6-month series. The same class is converted into that. The best part about that is that you'll be interacting with me twice a month, about an hour and a half each, depending on the number of people and the energy that's required. And you get to pay me every month instead of all in one go. So that's an option. Of course, when you pay upfront, then you tend to receive more from the class. But in case that's a hindrance, you can choose to pay every month. This is not a class that you can say, okay, I don't want to do after a month. It's not something like that. You have to attend the whole thing. So that's important, because I'll be paying royalty for whoever's attending and so on. Now, this comes with a manual. The manual I'll be giving only to the people who've paid upfront at that moment. The moment you complete your payments, you'll receive the manual. Apart from that, there'll be home plays, there'll be PDF with the clearings and stuff. There'll be a lot of extra information beyond the manual. There'll be a lot of other things that I'll be doing. I think, who has attended? Someone has attended.
I have attended your
Yes,
Getting
Shamshad.
Out of Debt Joyfully.
Yes, Shamshad, you have attended. Can you share your experience about this class and what it created for you?
Yes, it was an amazing experience, and I too had this question that if I'm not in a debt, how can I attend? But Smriti said that it will help you create, in every area of your life and business especially. And I participated, and what I got out of it was Smriti has this ability to actually check the energy of the class, and the clearings would just come up, and some of them were so bingo, and every time I would ask questions and she could see where I was getting stopped. So a house was my call at that point of time, so I came very close to creating a home loan without any papers. I didn't choose to buy a house, that's a different story, but so many clearings happened, and then I got a chance to meet someone who had a loan of 20 lakhs, if I'm not mistaken, and just by being in this class, she could clear her loans. And for me personally, this was I could see where I was getting stopped, and so many clearings. It was just brilliant. Anyone looking at transforming their life should be in this call. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. Thank you, Shamshad. Thank you. So yeah, that's what it is all about. You don't have to be in debt to attend this class. You can just go ahead. Yes, yes. Go ahead.
मैंने भी ये क्लास अटेंड किया था लास्ट ईयर इनके
हाँ.
साथ। इट वाज एन अमेजिंग एक्सपीरियंस। और मेरे साथ भी जो उसके बाद क्रिएशन ऑफ मनी नॉन स्टॉप। वेरी गुड क्लास, मस्ट अटेंड। जरूरी नहीं है आप डेट हो नहीं है, इससे कोई मतलब नहीं है, बहुत मस्त।
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. Cool. Now, who else? What else? Does anyone else have any questions? Cool. So, till you guys think of a question, let me talk more about stuff that I'm looking to connect with. So what happens when we are really choosing greater in our lives, when we are looking at really creating so much in our lives, and we are looking at expanding and growing and choosing far greater, and guess what? Suddenly we'll create issues with respect to maybe our bodies, or we'll end up creating issues with or some sort of trauma with relationships, or some issue in the family, or we'll end up creating major debts for ourselves. So that what does all this do? Where are we creating all these limitations or roadblocks for ourselves? It is just to stop us on our tracks, just so that we don't be unstoppable. Now, this is our way of making ourselves limited, and we just sort of stop choosing way beyond. Now, where is this coming from? So what happens is, mostly, let me just mute everyone. When you want to speak, just raise your hands, not like this, but raise it on the Zoom so that I can see you. So what happens is, when we are, most people tend to keep on struggling because they'll keep on creating these limitations. Now, those limitations might not even belong to us, but maybe you have this brilliant business idea which you're looking to really get started with, and then you'll share that business idea with maybe a friend or a family member or so and so, whoever. And then if they are not very happy to see what you're choosing, or if they are they have some sort of fear regarding that, they will just shoot down that idea. And in the bargain, they'll put so many doubts in your own head, where you'll be like, really, am I doing the right thing? Should I even be choosing this? What's the value of choosing this? And you'll just keep stopping yourself. Okay. Now, where are you choosing to be the effect of other family members? Where is it even coming from? So just know, sometimes they might even wish well, but they will not allow you to choose beyond even their own limitations. So it's their own limitations that they're imposing on you, but you might be choosing something based on what you're aware of, right? But other people's or even very close people also, close family members will also impose their limitations on you, because maybe they fear you'll get into trouble or whatever. But end of the day, it is a limitation that they're imposing on you. And what's the value of choosing that, right? So we'll be playing with a lot of tools where we are choosing to be the effect of other people. Where are we creating the debts? What's the value of creating all these debts? How to start clearing your debts? What is the energy that is required to be, and so on. So this also includes a few energy pulls, and it also includes a lot of home plays. So what happens is, so every 15 days, there'll be a call. So those 15 days, you get to just go ahead with all the home plays that are there. And those home plays would be maybe some clearings or something, or some exercise that I'll ask you to do. And not like a physical exercise, but otherwise, and different things, right? And there'll be a PDF with clearings and all. So much starts shifting already. So whatever I've spoken about in that 1.5 hours or 1 hour call, that is something that you have 15 days to sort of just start using those tools, and then you're ready to be propelled to a bigger league, next level, next step, right? So I realized what Kusum had attended was a 2.5-day call. Okay, that was also pretty in-depth, pretty detailed, and pretty nice. This is a little beyond, because I'll be including not just the stuff from the manual. I've been part of Simon's calls for 3 years, and there's a lot of information I have from those calls, which is also something I'll be talking about or sharing in this call. So you just get, it's just an added bonus. You just get to receive so much more. And the best part is you don't have to pay all in one go. Of course, it'll be really nice if you do that, but you also have the option to pay in installments, because this, in case the payment doesn't come in, then I will be removing you from the group, the Facebook group. And once the payment comes in again, I'll add you again. So just know that, okay, you will not get to attend the calls if the payment is not done. So that's something it's just my way of honoring myself, nothing else, nothing to do with anyone else. I understand sometimes there are delays and all, but when you choose to go beyond, there's nothing that can stop you. Okay, that's the energy I would like you to choose from. Okay, beyond limitations, beyond keeping yourself stuck. Yes, Shamsha, do you have a question?
I have done getting out of debt joyfully with you. Now I'm like looking at business done different. So what is there for me in BDD?
All right, BDD is my most favorite class. There is so much that changes in that class. There is, so as I was sharing with, I think Trupti today, it is more about, it's like, you put someone in a washing and drying cycle of a washing machine. And when they come out, they are like totally, absolutely sorted, or like really total upheaval, or whatever dirt they had on themselves, or wherever they were making themselves less and stopping themselves. So it is about choosing to be a new person totally. So what this does is, the business done different. It's like, it's not like what we'll be discussing, what we discuss in MBA classes and stuff. It's not like that. Okay, this is more about where are you in the computation of your business, in the creation of your business, not computation, in the creation of your business. Where are you? Because how many of you are creating your business based on other people's reference points, or mimicking maybe your parents, or so you might even mimic their failures. If they did not do well in business, somewhere that point of view will start showing up in the business that you're looking to create. Where are you stopping yourself in creation of business is what will start opening up there. And no, so the thing is, you can discuss anything. Of course, we'll be discussing a lot about your business. The initial first day would be all about getting to know all of you, and where are you stuck in your business? What are the things that are you looking to create, and where do you find yourself, not able to do that? We'll also be talking. So in the conversation, if say something shows up where you say, okay, I have this issue with my dad. Now, you might think that's something to do with relationships, and we should not discuss that in that particular class. But somewhere that relationship issue might be creating, or might be detrimental to the creation of your present business. So you have no idea where you're keeping yourself stuck. It could be any point of view, anything. We'll be discussing a whole lot of stuff there. Of course, that manual is brilliant. It is loaded, literally loaded with clearings. I would just call it a Bible, like something that you need to refer to every day. All I do even now is just open I just ask, okay, I take the manual in my hand, and I was like, okay, what clearing would contribute to me today? And I just open the manual, and whatever page it opens up on is the clearing that's required. And it's so accurate. It's just so unbelievably, uncannily, very, very surreal. It's just so beautifully, the universe keeps giving you information as to what next and how to just keep going beyond. It just perceives the energy of where you're stuck that particular day. It could be, maybe you might have received a judgment from someone, and there'll be something where, like, just go ahead and out-create. Don't stop yourself because of judgments. So there'll be clearings on that. So it's like loaded with clearings. What else can I add to that? There are people who have done the business done different here. who all have done.
So even if we are not in business, can we do the BDD class?
Of course, of course. So like what Simon says, right? The creation of your life is business. So what Simon says is, if you have blood running through your veins, you are in business. So the creation of your life is your business. With each of these access classes, what they create is you start finding yourself. It just introduces you to yourself. Anil, just 1 minute, I'll come to you. So what happens is most of us we keep creating ourselves based on other people's expectations of us or what they would like to see us as. And somewhere down the line, we're just so busy pleasing everyone that we forget who we are. So all these classes, whether it's the right voice for you, whether it's the business done different, whether it is a getting out of debt joyfully or the 3-day body class, all these classes just invites you to start receiving you very dynamically in different aspects. Yes, Anil, go ahead.
Smriti, can you please elaborate regarding business done differently?
Okay.
Because I have joined this talk for that only, because getting out of debt.
You've attended already.
Yeah.
So what more do you want to know about business done different?
That I want to know. You tell me what, because first 5-10 minutes I couldn't join.
Okay. Okay. So no, I just started talking about it right now. Just before you ask the question, before Parita asked the question, that's when I was talking about business done different then on, from that moment onwards only. So you've heard most of it. Anything else anyone would like to know about it? Parita, you've done the class, right? You've done the class.
That is 2.5 days?
It's a total full 3-day class.
Okay.
It's a full 3-day class. This time it is near Pune. It's in a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful property near Pune. That property is just very, very expansive. So the thing that I really am very particular about is something that I really enjoy is to have beautiful venues especially for business done different class, because that class invites opulence, that class invites possibilities, that class just expands your being. Okay. So having an expansive, beautiful venue just adds to that. So it's a very nice venue. It's just open. It's in some fields. Okay. It's in some village, but it's such a beautiful property. And so the thing is, we attend the class from morning till evening, and then evening we are free. You can, then we party in the evening. And then the next day after breakfast, again, the class starts. And then what the best part about attending classes and retreats is that you get to interact with people. You actually get to make friends for life, people who actually have your back because you've gone through that journey together. It's not that you attend the class and you leave. The class is still running on you while you're there at the property. You're still receiving from the class. So that's the reason I really enjoy creating classes and retreats. And I've really created quite a few. The last one was the one at Kabini Forest Retreat, the Talk to the Entity. That was just so beautiful. So that's the advantage of attending classes in a retreat. Yes, Shamshad, go ahead.
You brought up something that if somebody has a relationship issue with their daddy, there was an example you gave earlier in this.
Yeah.
So if as you said that till the blood is running in your vein, you're in the business of life. So does relationship issue get handled in this?
So
I'm asking a very strange question, but I don't know why I felt like
no,
asking
if it
you.
comes up for someone in the class, if there's an energy to it, we will handle it. Right? Because you never know. So just know this, it's really interesting. When people show up for these classes, the group that shows up will have a synergy, or they'll have something similar going on for them. So maybe you might have asked a question regarding some issue with relationship with your dad, but it'll contribute to everybody else in the class also. So yes, that shows up at times. And if it shows up in the class, we will handle that. It's not like I won't say, oh, you can't talk about relationships. Yeah. Unless someone is like just going on and on and on, then of course, but whatever is required, just following the energy or whatever is required at that moment to create more for everyone.
Smriti, you know what? It's strange, but dads are supposed to be, contributing to the business. I don't know, that's the way psychology looks at it. And I did see my father, show up in a couple of days ago in a dream. And he was very happy with me. Though I didn't have a great relationship when he was alive, but now that we are talking about dad and businesses, it's so amazing and what a
And
coincidence.
and it's interesting because when I'm talking here, when I'm addressing things here, I'm picking up information from you guys. Just know that.
Okay, thank you so
So
much.
so you'll be like, there are times that I'll be like, okay, I don't know who needs to hear this, but this is this. And that's how it shows up. Yes, Hemlata, go ahead.
So you were talking about the session, so you have to be physically present for those?
Which session? The getting out of debt or?
Yeah, getting out of debt.
Okay, so that is online.
Okay.
The 6-month series is all online.
Okay.
Okay, I think every Tuesday there'll be a call. So we start on, I think, I forget the dates. I think it's 23rd of December we start and it'll continue till June. So 6 months with me where I'm handling whatever's showing up for you, where I'm sorting it out or inviting you to more possibilities or asking you questions to, invite you to see a different or get a different awareness about things.
Okay, so can you preferably tell me what will be the time if you are?
It'll be in the evening around this time, 7.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Because most people are working during the day, right? So evening,
Yes,
7
that is the reason
or
even
7 or 8, whatever would work with whoever, with all the participants of the group. We'll just do the call stream. I've deliberately not kept it for weekends because people travel during weekends or they have their family time during weekends. So I deliberately did not keep that. So that's just like once in 15 days. And yeah, what else is possible with that?
Thank you.
Yes, Trupti, you have a question.
So Smriti, so far, things have come to my awareness about my business. Rather than creating money, I mean, I have multiple sources through which I can create money as much I want. One thing has come to my awareness is that, fear of limelight, which we were discussing yesterday. I think this morning we were discussing. Fear of limelight, fear of seeing, people will see me and, I'll become a celebrity. That fear is more in me. So my question and concern right now, we were just discussing about a relationship issue will also get handled into BDD if it is stopping us. So my question is now where, okay, so should I be into this class or should I be in the other class, which will actually handle my fear of being seen and in limelight?
So
can I go over here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I have done Right Voice for You with her. I have done BDD also with her. Both are different classes, but both have the energies of Smriti. So whichever like you feel light, just choose it, and this will really contribute to you. Like it's nothing like which will contribute to the simple different aspect which you are looking at. It will contribute to on the overall this agenda of whatever you are willing to be in your life.
Yeah. Thanks, Marita. So say, let's take, for example, with business done different, it's more about you being the energy of unstoppable. Okay. Now, with Right Voice for You, it's similar energy of being unstoppable. It is also the space of where have you kept yourself hidden. Okay. So we'll be going in depth with that. Business done different is very detailed class. There is a lot of information. Like the manual is really thick. Okay. So we'll be touching upon a lot of topics. We'll be talking about gold minions. We'll be talking about how to use gold to create more money for us, how to invite gold to create for us. We'll be talking about elementals. We'll be talking about creation of money. We'll be talking about, where are we using reference points? And there are lots of interesting new topics, more, I would say more like an advanced class. The topics that are there are like, what you would hear in an advanced class. So there's so much more detailed information. Even 3 days, I think, is too less for that class. So that's the thing. Whereas Right Voice for You will be, of course, there's a manual again, and we'll be discussing a lot of things, but it is more looking at the core of you. Where are you stuck? So you just ask, so instead of getting into or trying to head trip about something, ask if a class is calling out to you, just choose it. Okay, and when you choose this, whichever class you choose, or if you want to choose all, I would just say when you choose something, the money just shows up, right? It just shows up. And also it's the energy of the other participants which adds to it. So the reason sometimes a class is calling out to you, because there are different participants who might be looking at a similar change or looking at, like, literally leaping into possibilities. So you are perceiving that energy also. So just go with whatever is calling out to you. There are all these yummy classes coming up. And I haven't even started speaking about the Fast Track Your Business, which is a business mentorship program, which you'll be interacting with me every day. So I'm going to create a challenge for that. I think maybe by tonight or by tomorrow morning, I would have some details out. And that's another thing. That's again, interacting with me every day, every week. Every Monday would be your date with me and your business. So that's a separate thing. I haven't even gone on that right now. Today's call
This
is
is
about...
also some Access class, Fast Track Your Business.
So it is a business class and it is approved by Access. Right? So you cannot create mentorship programs just like that. You have to take approval, and the Access will go through the details of your whatever classes, whatever topics that are there, and then they will approve it. So it took me a couple of months to get that approval. So this is an Access approved class. It's total all Access tools and stuff that I'll be sharing and more. It'll just add, there'll be lots more to it. So yeah, that's what. Sheetal, which E for who, which one? Okay, so
we can share it on the group later, the details.
Yeah, I'll let me just say it out right now. So the Getting Out of Debt Joyfully is for 72,000, and you have the option to pay 12,000 per month for that class. Okay, and then Business Done Different is for 1,05,000 plus the venue charges over there, which will be around 15 to 18,000, depending on the number of people. It might even reduce. That has to be paid upfront. There are no payment scheme for that. Then which other one? The Right Voice for You is for 68,250, and there are about 3,300, the venue and lunch charges for that. And then there is one more class, the Fast Track Your Business. All that is, you can check out more about that on smritigoswami.com. It's loaded with information about that Fast Track Your Business. There are 3 payment options for that. The class is, I think, for 1 lakh, the entire thing, if you pay upfront. If you choose to pay in 2 installments, it's for 55,000 each. And like every 3 months, you have to pay 55,000. And if you have to pay monthly, then it's around 20,000 per month. So that's the breakup. So if you pay upfront, then you get to save 20,000. So that's what it is about. But each of these classes are very detailed, very, very literally overhauling of your system wherever you're stuck. So, all right. Anyone? Yes, Anil, you have more questions?
No.
Okay, so you were not muted. So cool. Till you think of more questions, let me talk more about. So how does one step into the energy of money? What happens is we keep looking at how to keep stopping ourselves. We'll only keep on creating those roadblocks, which I've mentioned in other calls also. So what happens is, let's start by stepping into the energy of money. Okay, so maybe today or tomorrow or whenever you can, just go to any area which is wealthier than where you currently are. Okay, just go to that area and just look at all those houses, look at those buildings, look at the beauty of that. And most of the time we tend to shrink and we're like, oh man, we cannot create that kind of house for ourselves, or those houses are too expensive and we won't be able to buy that, or we'll never ever get to live in such big houses. But just lower barriers at that moment and start pulling energy from that. Just perceive the opulence of that place, that whole area, and just pull in all that opulence into your being, into your body. Okay. And from that moment onwards, and just say, body, show me what do I have to be and do to create something like this in my life. Body, show me what, or body, create this for me. What do we have to be and do to create this? So that's one way of, receiving from that area. Because what happens is we tend to just stop and we're like, man, we cannot, this is beyond our reach. We can never be there. We can never get that. So this happens even when you go to like a Louis Vuitton showroom, or you'll go to maybe one of those 5-star or 7-star hotels, and then you feel really out of place. Just be there, lower your barriers, and pull in energy of that opulence and see what it does to your body, and ask your body to just go ahead and create that. Yes, Shamshad, go ahead.
Can you give me prereqs for BDD and getting out of debt joyfully, please?
Okay, so there are no prereqs.
The
So
classes.
people, for both the class, for Right Voice for You, for BDD, for Getting Out of Debt Joyfully, there are no prereqs.
And the fast track?
Fast track also no prereqs.
Wow, how does it get any better than
Yes,
that?
so people who are just starting. So let's talk a little bit about BDD. People who all will this contribute to? So people who are just looking at starting a new business, and sometimes they don't even know what they're looking to start. Sometimes they have these million ideas in their head, but they don't know what to implement. Okay, we'll be talking about that. Of course, it'll be in more detail in the Fast Track Your Business, but we'll be addressing it also in BDD. People who have business, but they don't know what to do with it. They just sort of just going about their life aimlessly without really creating more in their business. People who feel stuck in their business and in their life and even in their relationship, but if this class is calling out to them, even though they have relationship issues, it might still contribute. The best thing about Access is all those tools that and the clearings that we learn, it can be just integrated with anything else. So there might be a clearing with respect to money or business, but you can use the same clearing even for your relationships, right? You can even use the same clearing for your body. So you get an overhaul of everything in the Business Done Different Masterclass, because it's really, there are so many topics we'll be touching upon. I might just have the manual somewhere here in case someone wants, or let it be. So yeah, that's what. Anything else you want to know, Shamshad?
No, this is good. Thank you so much.
Cool. Okay, so when we come back to the debt part of it, how many people are imposing debt on you that you haven't even acknowledged, and that if you were willing to acknowledge would just get you free? Because what happens is sometimes we're just buying other people's points of view and creating those debts on ourselves, because somewhere that's the way they know or we know how to stop ourselves. So somewhere, if you're being too much, and if others cannot take it, they will just project certain things on you, and you'll end up being the effect of that and limiting. So when we are talking in the class, when we are discussing, there is a lot that I'll be pulling out from information from you guys, things that you even don't know about yourself. I'll be able to perceive that. That's just an ability that opens up so much possibilities. So sometimes you feel that this is it. There's nothing linear about these classes. There's so much more to it. Like how Shamshad just mentioned, right? About her dad, and how the relationship with her dad might have been impacting her business, and how it is now looking at shifting and changing. So you never know what is connected with what and what opens up in those classes. There's so much that starts shifting. And when I create classes, it's with a lot of examples so that you get an awareness and an idea about how to start using these tools and where all can you use these tools. Yep. What else? Each of these classes will be about inviting each one of you to get out of a comfort zone. So it's about choosing to leap. It's about not holding yourself back. It will be uncomfortable. it'll be about being present with that uncomfortable space and saying, you know what, I'm still going to choose beyond. So there will be moments where you'll be like, what the hell am I doing? But just hang in there. Just 2 steps beyond that is what you'll be looking for, everything that you're looking for. So just be present and keep on choosing. That's what is my invitation to all of you. Whatever class you choose, whether you choose them with me or with someone else, but just keep choosing, because that's what will create so much more. Anil, you have a question?
No.
Oh, every time you keep unmuting yourself, so I feel you have a question. Anyone else has a question? Go ahead, guys. And it's so nice to be able to see all of you. I just see names and stuff. It's not fun like that. So nice if I can actually see all of you. Get your cameras on. All right. Anyone else has any questions? Thank you. Thank you. Prakash, Archana, Trupti, thank you. All right. Does anyone have any questions? Jill, hi. I'm seeing you on a call after such a long time.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. So good to see you. How have you been? Awesome.
Very great.
Awesome.
Here's Ram.
Hi, Ram. How are you? So good to
Hi.
see both of you.
Yes, we're just having dinner, so we had kept the camera off.
Okay, no problem.
How are you?
Absolutely good.
Good, good.
Awesome. Cool.
Smriti, can I ask something?
Yeah, Komal, go ahead.
here. Hi.
Yes, Komal, go ahead.
Smriti, I'm not in a debt, but can I get out of debt on someone's behalf? Like
Yeah.
my husband, can I contribute to them also?
So, Komal, why would you want to do that?
Because we are oneness.
So, why don't you invite your friend to choose that? Friend, you said you want to do it for your friend. Husband. Yeah. Why don't you ask your husband to be part of this?
He can't.
He can't?
No, he can't.
Okay, so I would just say,
yes,
if you're choosing the class, okay, so say, let's take for example, if your husband is in debt, so then technically even you are, right? Because you're together, right?
Yes.
So maybe it might contribute, but just know you need to be present with what choices he's making, because that is creating and maintaining that debt in his space, okay? And unless he chooses to go beyond that and out-create that and to address those issues, sometimes it can be very difficult, right? So you can hold the space with the awareness that you have, with the tools, the knowledge of the tools that you have. You can invite him into more possibilities where you cannot clear the debt for him unless he's choosing that, right? So you can hold the space for him with whatever awareness of these tools. So basically what I'm trying to say is, in case you're choosing to attend the class, you'll have a lot of tools, okay, which you can just play the call throughout the day in your house, okay? Even when he's sleeping, just keep playing the calls, or there'll be clearings. You can put those clearings on a loop and play them. Somewhere it'll start shifting the energy. You can just hold that space for him, but end of the day, somewhere he has to choose. Okay? So I cannot guarantee that for you, but you can hold the space for him to choose greater. Right? That will start shifting.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. Someone else had a question. Who was it? Okay. So what's with this set of people who are not asking questions? And if you have any questions about anything, just go ahead, ask me, I'm here. I always have a lot of information to give, but then this class is more of an intro. So what would you like to know? Yes, Trupti, go ahead.
Yes. So as you mentioned, BDD class is a thick manual. It's a big manual. And 2.5 days also lesser for that kind of manual.
It's a 3-day class.
Yeah. 3 days are also less to cover the manual. So do we really cover the entire manual,
Yes.
or energetically you pick up things? And
no, I cover the entire manual. It's
Okay.
like how you attend a foundation class. At least I conduct the BDD the same way. It's the entire, I go through the entire manual, everything.
Okay.
All
And
the
do
clearings.
okay, that's great. And do we get the recording also of that?
Of course.
Because it's being an in-person. Okay.
Yeah. No, this class is also available online. So you can, in case you don't want to travel all the way to Pune, this class is also available online simultaneously.
Okay.
So that's also there.
Okay. Thank you.
Right. So the reason I cover everything in the manual is so that all you have to do is, even if you don't have the manual, if you have the recordings on your phone, you can just keep listening to it while you're driving the car, while you're sorting out your wardrobes, whether you're working in the house, while you're cooking. Just keep listening to the recordings, because those recordings will also include all the clearings. The entire clearings of the manual will be part of the recording. So there's so much more that starts opening up. Right. I might not read it word to word, depends on the energy of the class, but mostly that's what I try to do. Like it's a detailed class. All the classes actually. All right, who else has a question? Come on guys, ask your questions. So let me ask you, if you were willing to be uncomfortable, what would you choose? If money was not the issue, what would you choose? How many classes would you choose?
All three classes that I had been discussing with you.
Awesome. So let me give you an example here. Interestingly, you brought that up, Trupti. So some of you must have heard this example quite a few times, but I'm just perceiving the energy of this particular call, and I'm just sharing that example. So a couple of years ago, I was in Paris to attend the Talk to the Entity class, okay, and which was immediately followed by a Being You Certified Facilitator training. Now, I was attending the Talk to the Entity CF training at that moment. I did not have, and I was conducting classes in Australia, and from there I'd just come for one day to Delhi, and then I left for Paris. So it was like that, okay? Somewhere I got a little stuck because I did not have enough money to attend the BYCF class, the Being You Certified Facilitators training. So I attended the entire Talk to the Entity CF training. I had an open booking for my ticket, so the return ticket from Paris, because I was still in question looking to create money for the BYCF class. But so the class was to start in 2 days. Until then, I did not have that kind of money. Okay, so what I did was, I asked one of the facilitators, I was like, can you just help me out with this? Can you just facilitate this for me? And she just said, okay, she's like, what's going on? I said, I really, really want to attend the BYCF training, and I don't have enough money for that. She's like, okay, Smriti, if money was not the issue, what would you choose? And I was like, if money was not the issue, I would just so choose this class. And then I was like, universe, make it happen. I don't care how it shows up. I'm choosing this class. Okay. And I just slept. In the morning, we got ready. And while we were walking to the venue of the Talk to the Entity CF training, the last day of the class, while we were walking there, I got a message on my phone, okay, that there were 2 lakhs that was transferred into my account. And I was like, hold on, did I see the right message? Was it my message? What exactly is it? So I literally counted the zeros that showed up, and I was like, okay, it is 2 lakhs. And I was like, wow, that's interesting. I think it was a little more than 2 lakhs. So I was like, wow, that's interesting. And then I received a message from my dad that, because when I'd left Delhi, he had made me sign some documents. I think he was shutting down some account that I had when I was in 12th standard. I had some bank account in Delhi. I live in Mumbai. So must have just said, he just told me, I'm closing those accounts for you because you don't really use those. But I had no clue that there was some fixed deposits in that. Okay, which just showed up in this account just in time for me to actually choose a class. So I booked the hotel for the extended 3-4 days. And then I just went ahead and I attended the class. So sometimes, when you make a choice, when you're willing to choose it, whether you have the money or not, the money just shows up. It's the commitment to choosing something that creates more. Okay, and of course, there's always the next time. So that's also there. So when something is calling out to you, just go ahead and choose. Cool. Money is just an energy. Okay, the more we make it significant, the more it starts ruling us. Okay, the more difficult, the more we get into head tripping, the more we start self-sabotaging and creating roadblocks so that we don't choose more for ourselves. So, of course, it's very convenient to just follow that and continue like that and keep, operating from a space of no choice, or say, okay, this thing ends now. What else can I do? What space of possibilities can I choose from? Like, I was listening to a call by Shannon, and she mentioned, she's like, I was just so sick of having these money issues that I just committed to myself one day. I was like, I'm choosing ease with money and I'm committing to it. From now onwards, no more struggling for money or running after money and stuff. So the day she committed to herself, she just started creating so much more money. That level of ease just started showing up. And now it's like beyond that, right? What she said was, people said, they asked her a question that, but we commit, but then we're not able to create, and then we commit again and we're not able to create. And she's like, the difference is you will allow yourself to fail, but I will never allow myself to fail, or I will never give up on myself. I'm committed to creating it no matter what. And I choose it every 10 seconds, being committed to creating money. So, when you're willing to be that energy is when things start showing up. When you've really, 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 really wanted something, what happens? You've made it happen, right? Whatever it is. When you've really wanted something, you just create it, right? So with each of your choices, with each of your creations, can you be willing to be that energy, that level of demand with whatever it is that you're choosing to create in your life? Everything that doesn't allow that, with total ease, let's destroy and uncreate it all, please. Right, wrong, good, bad, what, all I chose, boys and beyonds. Cool. Anyone else has any questions? Come on, guys. Does doing BDD class stand as a prereq? Of course. So that's the best part. The business done different is one of the renewal classes. It's added as a renewal classes for renewing your BAS facilitator license and the body process license, and also the AAFF, the facelift license. So if you're looking at renewing these and a class is a prereq, this is one of them. So most of you would have already done foundation. Okay, if you are BAS facilitators and you're looking to renew, most of you would have already done foundation. So what if your business requires that boost? What would that create? Actually, I would really, really highly recommend attending a BDD class to be a BAS facilitator, because it just adds so much to your business in ways that you can't even imagine. All right, no more questions. Who else has a question? Now let me look at the names and ask. Parita, do you have any questions? So when you are asking people for a class, Parita, what usually comes up for people? Let's address that.
Usually the money part, and then the other part is the time. Even time, like everyone, yeah, many people are looking for recordings. Like they think we won't be able to. Then I think recordings, we hardly listen to them when we are not congruent with them.
No. So the thing is, if you are attending the class, say for example, let's take for example the Getting Out of Debt Joyfully. So it's like every 2 weeks there's a call, right? So if you're not able to make it for that particular call, you'll receive the recordings anyway. So Getting Out of Debt Joyfully, you'll also be in a be a part of a Facebook group. So the call will be live telecast there. So you'll have access to the call whenever you want, right? Before, you don't even have to wait for me to send out the recordings to you. You already have access to the call in that closed Facebook group. And also the home plays, you have to keep doing those home plays. And it's like everybody is motivating each other to keep choosing. Okay, I've done this many times, or I've done this, I did this clearing, or I did this home play, right? So when you're putting it up there, it just motivates you also to start doing those things. Otherwise, we tend to forget, right? Or we just, other things start taking more priority, and then we just tend to let go of that. So all that will change. So if you cannot attend one particular call, that's okay, right? That's not a problem. However, a business done different and all is not something that you can just ask for the recordings later on. You will not receive like that. You have to be present in the class, whether it is online or whether it is live in person. Being present during the class, because there's so much I'll be able to facilitate. And yeah, just a recording of that will not create. Of course, you do get recordings, but you have to attend the class to receive the recordings. It can't be sold otherwise. It's not like that. It doesn't happen like that. And also I've noticed, like, there were people who would say, I can't attend right now. The dates don't suit me right now. Maybe I'll attend it later on. Somewhere they've already decided that they're not going to choose. Earlier, I would keep shifting and changing dates to cater to people because, I thought maybe they do want to attend. And I was like, okay, if I can change, if I have those dates free, maybe let me shift the class. That doesn't work, okay? Because I realized over a period of time, that's just an excuse to not choose. Seriously, because when someone is looking at shifting and changing their reality, they are committed to it, no matter what, okay? So that's when you're willing to literally leap. And that's what opens up so many more spaces or possibilities. Otherwise, we all know there are a lot of reasons, okay? Like I mentioned, money is a major roadblock that people use to limit themselves. It is just a choice. It is literally just a choice. Okay. So what else? So we, in the Business Done Different, also we talk about creating multiple revenue streams, how to go about it. What are the different ways in which you can start creating? Let's take, for example, under the Joy Business umbrella, let's take, for example, Simone Milasses, she wrote a book, okay, Joy Business. But under that umbrella, she has revenue streams from telecalls. She has revenue streams from the classes that she facilitates, from the books that she's written, which are in different languages, and 11 different languages. So, that one product that you create, you can create so many multiple revenue streams. So how to go about that, how to create multiple revenue streams with whatever you're doing is what we'll be discussing in that in the class. Okay. And then, as I mentioned, right, it's loaded with clearings, literally loaded. So you just have to ask, okay, which couple of questions can I ask today that will contribute to me and my business today? How to ask your different businesses to contribute to each other. It's a lot of information on business. So yeah, which of my businesses requires my attention and my focus today? There's lots more. All right. And how, we tend to let go of, say, when we go to have a buffet and we just take only the kind of food that we want on the plate because we don't want to waste money. But here, Business Done Different invites you to keep your plate loaded with offers, with revenues, different pathways, different revenue streams, different creation streams. Just keep the platter literally loaded with, like, right to the brim, so that you can just choose. You don't say, oh, I don't have the time to create. No, you take on everything and you create everything, because what happens is when you're really committed to creating something, when you have so many 1,001 things going on simultaneously, then you are totally focused on everything. You don't there's no space to cut slack. There's no time to just say, oh, okay, today, be complacent about things, because every time, like, you finished one job, now the other one requires attention. So you're very present with each of those jobs. Otherwise, a lot of people go to their office and they conduct their business also. They'll just go there, they'll while away time, and then they'll come back and then they'll wonder that nothing really fruitful happened. So yeah, those are the things we'll be discussing there. So, all right, I don't think anyone else has any questions. If you have, you're most welcome to ask, or otherwise you're done with this call.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask one question.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm
Yes, Hemlata. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, is it only for people who already have a business or who are willing to start a business too?
It's for everyone. Whether you're looking to start a business, whether you already have a business, or whether you have a smaller business, or whether you have big business, it's for everyone. As is the fast track also, same. But we will not be discussing the business done different tools in fast track. Fast track will have a whole different series of tools for business only, but yeah. All right, so thank you so much, everyone. Hope to see you in any of these classes. Just go ahead and choose. And yeah, what else is possible? Possibilities are endless. All you have to do is just choose. Okay. Thank you, Parita, for initiating this call. And if you have any more questions, you're most welcome to connect with me directly or with Parita. Okay. Or with Shamshad for Business Done Different. You can just connect with any one of them. And for Getting Out of Debt Joyfully, you connect with Parita. Okay. And for Fast Track, you connect with, there's an interesting challenge coming up. So yeah, let's see what that brings in. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm just so grateful for each one of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Swati.
And take care and keep choosing with whoever you have to, but just choose. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Smriti. Bye.
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 Thank you.